Hey guys, what's the dealios? This is Bum Skizzles, here with the Dizzle. A lot of people ask me, hey B Reezy, which is my hip hop name, how the fudge do you get so stanky with the jet stuff? And my answer to that is, because I'm a fucking beast. My grandpa was a pilot in World War II and he dropped bombs all over you Jap-eyed bastards. Sorry for the 20,000 dead, he probably firebombed the shit out of you in the Philippines and Tokyo, but I just got to keep that tradition rolling. That's why I only play in Asia servers, dude. I live in America, but I go to Asia just to drop bombs on them. Anyhow, what I'm showing you here at the beginning of this video is the idea that it appears that on the consoles, at least, sensitivity has almost no effect on the turning rate of the jets. My initial plan was to show a video that if you jacked your sensitivity all the way up, you could probably turn faster, but as you can see from here, the turning speed in the jet is exactly the same no matter what your sensitivity is. Now the way to get turns out of the jet is to hold the brake. Oh, like nice lag spike, right? Hold the brake or the deceleration reverse thruster, which is on PlayStation L2, and that decreases your airspeed, but for some reason in this game it allows you to turn faster. Now at a certain point when you're turning and decelerating, you stop losing that turn speed, which is when you need to mash on the R2 and add some acceleration. So it seems that whether you're going up or down in speed, the way to increase your angle of attack is to change that speed. Changing speed seems to make you turn. Okay, now here you can see quick disable. Let's get to some actual jet-to-jet combat action. Now, as you can see from that video, I'm leading every jet that I shoot. I put the pip right in front of him, about one jet length in front of his nose, the enemy jet, and I want to turn with him and match his turns exactly. In fact, I want to do what jet fighters call getting inside the turn, which is that I want to turn a little bit sharper than he's turning so I can maintain control over the lead. Here I take a little distraction time out just to play with a helicopter. It's not quite as pure as the jet-to-jet fights that I prefer. So getting inside of the turn, it's something that you want to do because it's always better to have the ability to turn sharper than your opponent and not need it than to not be able to turn as sharp as him and he gets away from you. Every jet fight versus a good pilot in Battlefield 3 eventually devolves into a flying formation of combat known as rolling scissors, where both the planes are turning sharply either right or left and descending in altitude. Whichever plane can turn sharper is going to win that fight, whether he's being pursued or he's the chaser. And why that is, obviously, you can only be shot from behind yourself, and if you are behind the enemy and you maintain on his tail, you're going to win. Conversely, if the enemy you're pursuing breaks off and gets outside of your turn, turns sharper than you, he's going to win because he's going to escape and eventually probably flip the tables on you and get behind you. Now, as I already discussed, the deceleration and acceleration helps you adjust your turn. The other thing, the more important thing, as you can see I'm doing right there, is dipping the nose. Now, dipping the nose, you're trading altitude for airspeed, so you're going to be getting lower. That's why you want to start a dogfight with some good, room underneath you. But turning the nose closer to the ground is going to make you turn faster. The farther you dip that nose, the better your turning abilities are going to be. So that's why when I'm in a rolling scissors maneuver with an enemy, I like to see whatever angle he's dipping his nose, and I go about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 degrees sharper than he's doing, so I can maintain my inside of his my nose inside his turn and my pip inside of his face, giving him that lead. Now here I'm playing with heat seekers, which is I was just basically doing this to get his mind more confused. As you can see, the enemy jet is pursuing whoever my random wingman is, which I love to see because I always assume I'm probably better than whoever I'm playing with. Not to say I'm one of the best jet pilots, but I'm definitely a B pilot, and there's definitely a class of pilots out there that are A pilots, of which I am not one. Alright, so anyhow, I'm just following him around. Whatever he's doing, I'm trying to mirror it. As soon as I see him break into a turn, I'm going to try to break into the exact same turn. You can see it right here. He dips his nose. I dip my nose a little bit further so that I can turn sharper than him and maintain the edge. And then you can see I've unlocked the air radar in the lower left of the screen, so even when he's off screen, I can see which direction he's facing and where he's traveling. He flips, I flip, I follow him, he goes up, I go up. Basically mimic everything he does and do it just a little bit better. Right here he's trying to do some loop-de-loops, which is actually a routine that I do sometimes when I can't shake somebody. But as you can see, it's not that effective. Here he's boosting away, so I mash on the R3, get a little boost, close the gap. I see he's turning, I pre-turn, I can see him on the air radar now. Now he thinks he flipped it on me. He's like, I got him, because he sees the other guy. No, you didn't get me. Whatever he's doing, I'm matching. And I'm always flipping to third person unless I'm shooting, because the third person perspective offers you a much wider range of visibility in the air. And now he's in pursuit of the other guy on my team, and he realizes, oh, he's behind me. Suddenly breaks off. I mash on the L2, breaking it down so I can turn as fast as he is. Everything he's doing, I'm just trying to get a little bit further in the turn. The old turn left, turn right routine. There I was probably a little bit below him, but the lead is proper. That's about as much lead as you want to give a plane. Just right there, and he's dead. Oh, look at that. Air radar, see there's a chopper. Try to put a little damage on him. One thing that's good to do is if you actually communicate with the pilot who you're flying with on your team, is to take turns using heat seekers on helicopters, because they usually only have one set of flares. Now this guy on the other team for some reason was pre-firing his flares, which I definitely appreciated. I didn't even fire, so let him burn his flares, and you're dead. Now you can see as I shot into him, I kind of bumped into him, which is inevitably going to happen to you when you're flying a fast-moving jet into a nearly stable chopper. And it's kind of a way to finish off the enemy. When you've already damaged him most of the way, if you kind of bump into him for that last 20%, that's a good way to guarantee a kill. It usually doesn't damage you when they're already damaged, when their chopper's about to break up. Alright, so here, once again, just matching his turn, and that fast. It's all about getting behind people in the jet. Shooting somebody front on is not gonna work out for you. And he's dead. And here I decided to fly back to my deployment to get this jet when it respawned. Now I've calculated in Battlefield 3 the jets respawn every 30 seconds, so upon impact, go ahead and set your timer. 30 seconds from now, the jet will be respawning. Unfortunately, somebody was, this guy here and another guy were both waiting for the jet, and they were willing to suicide and wait for it to spawn and hit the X button to get it. So, after this I hopped in the chopper and then got 4 more kills as the pilot. But this is a good little lesson, a little brief discussion about things that you can do to win jet fights. It's all about getting inside the turn, winning rolling scissors, having air radar, using your primary cannon, giving that proper lead, and dipping your nose a little bit further than they're dipping their nose while you decelerate or eventually accelerate. Thanks for watching. You're welcome.